Hey, what is up everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Hbar, which is currently up 5.7%, which is absolutely insane because the entire market has been absolutely crashing today. And we're going to be jumping into exactly where I think Hbar and a few other coins could be going over the next few days, as well as the overall market condition. Now, before we do so, make sure you guys go check out the Discord down below. You can see on the screen right now just how many trades our members have been winning from simply joining up and starting to copy and paste the trades that we're sending out to them every single day. We've had over an 85% win rate, so yeah, make sure you join up. It'll be the first link in the description. Now back to the video. So yesterday we actually had 3 short trades that I publicly announced in the video. You could have all entered, copied them, and today all 3 of those positions got closed in profits. So we had API 3 which closed in 32% profit. All of these trades, by the way, were taken on 10x leverage. Polkadot which closed for 50% profit, and Ethereum which closed for 75% profit. Now yes, a lot of these positions we did take profits on slightly early. You know, they did continue to dump. However, it's much better to take profits as we did instead of just trying to hold until zero, because shorting is always really risky in comparison to longing. With shorts, there's really an infinite, number that you can lose because you're shorting. The security can go all the way up to a gazillion dollars if there's enough capital for it. So shorting is always a lot riskier than longing, and it's always better to take profits when you can. So very good day yesterday, free for free on our trades, and great way to start the week. Now it has been an interesting start to the week, to say the least. So obviously last week we got hit with some tariff news, and Trump announced some major tariffs to over 150 countries that obviously the market didn't like, and we dumped with 5%, -5% in 2 consecutive days, which hasn't been seen before since 2008. So history has been made, and today we crashed another 7%. We have since clawed back. Today was an insane day on the stock market. I know the video is on Hbar, but we're going to be jumping into that in just a second. But with the stock market today, we had a huge crash. And then I believe it was like CNBC or some news reporter announced that Trump was apparently going to ease the tariffs, or he said something about the tariffs. We got a huge pump which added back like $2 or $3 trillion back into the market. Then like half an hour later that was announced as fake news and we dumped another 2 trillion, and we've since just been slowly climbing back up. So insane day. And to make matters even crazier, China announced another reciprocal tariff in the form of, I believe it was 34%, and now Trump is retaliating with another potential 50% increase. So yeah, it is a trade war. However, obviously Trump needs these interest rates to be lowered, and the Fed doesn't really want to budge yet, but I think they will have to next month, as again, inflation isn't going up. Inflation has been going down in the US. Oil is the lowest it's been in a few years, so is food. Everything like that has been going down. Just with obviously the stock market crashing, I think we should be getting some rate cuts very soon. So once that does happen, you'll see a rebound in the market, and Trump will be in a better negotiating position on the tariffs. He can fully lift the tariffs, he can negotiate better on them. There's a lot of scenarios that can play out. Now back to Hbar in specific. So yeah, Hbar, we are down on our long-term position. This is a risk we take when we're buying the dip. So initial entries were at 22 cents. We had lower entries at 18 cents, 17 cents right here, putting our average entry to like 19 cents, somewhere around here. And then we have another entry level at 11 to 12 cents, which hasn't been yet hit. Now, the key thing to remember is when you're buying long term, the key word is long term. We're not here to flip a profit in a week. We were up like 50% when we hit this rally, but for a long-term position, that's not really feasible. We're looking for a multiple on the long-term position, and that's why we take shorter term trades like we did yesterday with the short trades as hedges, where it essentially allows us to hold through the pain in the short term, because we're able to see some profits from our shorter term trades. And then when we eventually do flip and start to come back up, well, we're profiting very handsomely, simply from just holding the pain, buying the pain, everything like that. So it's very important to have this strategy where you're DCAing down on the lows and having a hedge position. If not, then you're going to be buying the highs, not hedging at all, which again, hedging is probably the most important thing, second to DCAing in the markets, if done correctly as well. You don't want to just buy long term and short, because that's just a loser's game. You need to short when it's the right time. But overall, Hbar sentiment hasn't changed at all. We are still looking for the DCA level here if it does come. If not, again, we're just going to continue to rise, because if it's not going down, it's going up. So yeah, still sentiment is the same. Have a DCA level here with our take profits again at the previous highs for a 3.3x, which is only at 40 cents. This isn't even the all-time high on Hbar. And if you want to quickly recap how we performed during the previous bull run, well, it was quite similar. We got a really huge run up initially, then we obviously got hit with some bad news, some selling off, a huge crash down to 14-15 cents again, similar to where we're at right now. Then we consolidated for, I think it was like a month, before we got some mega news and continued the rally back up and hit a second leg where we actually hit the all-time high. I think this run will be very similar. I definitely don't think this run is over yet, and I think this was just the first leg. I think it will be a slightly longer bull run as comparison to the last. Last one was very quick. We got a run up, we got a crash, final run up, and then crash into a multi-year long bear market. This time everything is a lot more political, and crypto is actually in those politics now. It's not so much a game of is a famous person going to tweet about this crypto and is this pump and dump going to happen and everything like that. Now crypto has a crypto reserve, or will have a crypto reserve in the US this year. There's like a 90% chance. So yeah, odds are in our favors right now, and all we're waiting for is that interest rate cut, because when that happens, again, Trump is in a better position. He can negotiate better for the overall condition of the markets. When that happens, we're going to start getting some news regarding the crypto reserve, sorry. We're going to get some news regarding the ETFs for other cryptos. Hbar has had a lot of ETF filings. When they get approved, when Hbar gets its own ETF, you're going to see it perform a bit better as well. These are all small compounding effects that will lead to great results, in my opinion. Bitcoin did come down to nearly 74, or we did hit 74,500, which again, I've been saying in the previous videos, I said we're either going to come down to 74 or 69,000 right here, and first level has been hit. Now it's a matter of watching the market and seeing if some news is going to come out, if we're able to come back up to 88, 90,000. If not, we're still probably going to consolidate here, maybe head a bit lower. Again, the market isn't in a great state right now. You have to remember there's a trade war going on. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, thinks that it's a recession right now. Everybody's uncertain. Everybody's trying to hoard as much cash as they can, just waiting for the bottom to be in so they can start buying. And when you're a retail trader, it's really hard to spot the bottom and buy the bottom, and that's why we have to effectively just DCA at every major low that we get and have enough capital efficiency and enough capital to do so. So it's very important to map out exactly how much capital you have to throw into a specific coin and at exactly what level and how much you can do so. I always advise or recommend doing 20 to 50% more each lower DCA level. That way you're going to have the best possible entry price. And that's practically our plan for Hbar and the entire market. We're just going to be waiting, watching what happens. All our DCA levels are the same on every coin, and if you do want to be getting trades sent to you every single day that I'm personally taking myself, like I did in yesterday's video, then check out the Discord down below. It'll be the first link in the description. Make sure you join up, make sure you start copying those trades, and if you need a place to actually buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency, then check out all the exchanges we're working with down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.